Tafsir of Sura Fatihah, Part 2 of 6. 1c. 3. Separate universes. The following factors confirm that the Jannat and the Samawat are two separate universes. Factor 1. Separate by origin. From the Big Bang, ultimately from the Big Bounce, this universe, Samawat, has been created, not the Jannat. Do not the unbelievers see that the skies and the lands, this universe, were joined together before we clove them asunder? Al-Quran 21:30. According to the above verse, there were lands, dusts, and asteroids in the initial universe. But the Big Bang produced hydrogen and helium, mainly smoke. The initial universe could have had heavier elements to form land masses, dusts, and asteroids, if it started from a non-singular state of the contracting preceding universe. The Big Bounce is a hypothesized cosmological model for the origin of the known universe. It was originally suggested as a phase of the cyclic model or oscillatory universe interpretation of the Big Bang, where the first cosmological event was the result of the collapse of a previous universe. Wikipedia. In light of the Quran, the universe is cyclic, and we are living in the second cycle. See figure below. Figure 1.1. The Quran's model of cyclic universe. The cyclic model of the Quran is described below in short according to the verses of the Quran. First cycle, preceding cycle. The universe started from the Big Bang. It produced the simple form of matter hydrogen. Later, 25% of hydrogen turned into helium, accompanied by a trace amount of a few other elements. Most likely, the Big Bang produced elements up to carbon. The space was uniform, single sky universe, and the smoke spread evenly throughout the space. Allah then infused gravitational force into the universe. Moreover, infused his force, gravitational force, thumma istawa, into the sky, single sky universe of the first cycle, while it had been smoke. Al-Quran 41-11. The gravitational force started contracting the universe. The contracting universe produced reasonable amounts of heavier elements, at least up to silicon. The heavier elements produced dusts and asteroids, lands. The land masses were in an assembly due to the universe contracted. He, the one who created for you what was in the assembly of lands, in the contracted universe of the first cycle. Al-Quran 2:29. Second cycle, present cycle. The single sky universe of the first cycle was contracting faster and faster under the overwhelming pull of gravity. The terminal contraction produced extreme pressure and temperature, leading to the Big Bounce, after which the universe began expanding again as the seven sky universe, second cycle. It is described in subsequent parts of the verses. Moreover, infused his force, gravitational force, thumma istawa, into the sky, single sky universe of the first cycle, while it had been smoke. He said to it, smoke, and to the lands, dusts and asteroids formed in the contracting phase of the first cycle, come ye together, willingly or unwillingly. They said, we do come in willing obedience. Thus Big Bounce occurred. So he completed them as seven sky universe of present cycle, in 2 days, and inspired in each sky its affairs. Al-Quran 41-11-12. He, the one who created for you what was in the assembly of lands in the contracted single sky universe of the first cycle. Then he turned to the sky, single sky universe of the first cycle, and made them into seven skies. Big Bounce occurred, and the universe was reorganized as the seven sky universe of the present cycle began. And he of everything all-knowing. Al-Quran 2:29. The skies were created by the distribution of matter. In the expanding seven sky universe, the matter could easily concentrate into the galaxies. The long-lasting stars and planets formed in the galaxies directly from the elements up to silicon. The elements heavier than silicon or so formed in the stars of the present cycle. Third cycle, next cycle. The universe will collapse again into a big crunch and will restart, Big Bang 2, after judgment and salvation. On the day when we will roll up the skies, present seven sky universe, like the rolling up of the scroll for writings, Big Crunch, as we originated the first creation, Big Bang 1, we shall reproduce it, Big Bang 2, a promise on us, surely we will bring it about. Al-Quran 81 to 104. In the third cycle, the sinners will be scattered in the galaxies as forgotten vicegerents of God. The galaxies are objects of hell. Note: the overall picture will be clear in subsequent discussions of this tafsir, where every point will be discussed deliberately with appropriate verses and related discoveries. A creator is not essential for a cyclic universe. The cycles of expansion and contraction may be going on forever. However, the Quran clearly mentions that Allah created the universe at the beginning of the immediately previous cycle. Therefore, the Samawat and the Jannat are separate creations by origin and evolution. Factor 2. Different destiny. The Jannat is everlasting according to the Quran and Hadith. So, the Jannat cannot exist inside a universe that will collapse by rolling up its skies. On the day when we will roll up the skies, Samawat this universe, like the rolling up of the scroll for writings. Al-Quran 21 to 104. All that on it will perish, but will abide the face of thy Lord, full of majesty and honor. Al-Quran 55 to 26-27. The Jannat cannot be a one inside another anti-universe as well, because if this universe collapses, the anti-universe too will collapse. So, the Jannat is altogether a separate universe, existing beyond this universe, Samawat. Factor 3. Different nature. We live in a protected planet, so we do not understand how violent the universe, Samawat, is. The fluctuating high-pitched sounds we hear while tuning a radio set originate in gigantic explosions occurring in distant galaxies and quasars. The entire space is showered with harmful radiations. Nothing can remain unchanged. It is a dangerous place indeed. It cannot be a home of peace and eternal salvation. The universe, Samawat, is timed. Here aging and ultimate death, decay, are inevitable. But according to the Quran and Hadith, the Jannah is evergreen by nature. So these have to be separate universes. Factor 4. Homes of jinns and humans. This universe, Samawat, contains roughly 6 times more dark matter than matter. So, bulk of the universe is not sensible to us, and only a tiny earth is useful. It is not our universe. It belongs to the anti-creatures, like the jinns, created from antimatter. Antimatter is a kind of dark matter. Figure 1.2. Matter and dark matter. The jinns are intelligent anti-creatures. They are living in this universe from their inception. They are created suitable for this universe. They are sometimes called sons of the skies, Samawat, this universe. This universe is their original home. Primarily, Allah settled Adam and Eve in the Jannat. So it is obvious that He created them suitable for the Jannat. The Jannat is our home universe. There are billions of peaceful planets, full of water. Before the creation of this universe, Samawat, Allah created a huge quantity of water to produce the planets of the Jannat mainly. After the final judgment, all humans are supposed to be taken back the Jannat, but the disbelievers will be left in this universe, Samawat, full of violent galaxies and fire. The Jannat is deliberately discussed in section 23 of chapter 3. 1c. 4. Arsh. The Arsh is beyond the superspace holding the universes. Allah has an exclusive domain in the Arsh. He comes out of the domain by extending his kursi, thorn. Abu Dar al-Ghifari narrates that the Prophet, PBUH, said, "By him in whose hand is my soul, in comparison to the kursi, the 7 skies and lands, this universe, is nothing but like a ring thrown in a desert, and certainly the hugeness of the Arsh over the kursi is like the desert over that ring." Tafsir Ibn Kathir. There are many angels as well. They are commonly called the angels of Arsh. The pen, disk, and related systems are in the Arsh. The Arsh is the headquarters of Allah. Figure 1.3. Likely disposition of universes. Arsh, kursi, pen, and disk are deliberately discussed with references in section 9 of chapter 6. 1c. 5. Superspace and barzakh. All creations, except the Arsh, are located in the superspace. The superspace is divided by a superbarrier, barzakh, into 2 parts, the eastern superspace and the western superspace. The barzakh is a space with different nature where matter cannot survive. However, the light can pass through the barzakh, as in the night journey prophet PBUH, saw some planets of the Jannat from an object of the seventh sky. Due to the barzakh, one cannot go from one universe to the other except through special channels. O ye assembly of jinns and men, if it be ye can pass beyond the boundary of the skies and lands, this universe, pass ye. Not without authority shall ye be able to pass. Al-Quran 55-33. The Samawat, this universe, is located in the eastern superspace, and the Jannat is located in the western superspace. 1c. 6. Araf channels and Sidratul Muntaha. There is a huge land called Araf below the Arsh. Araf means elevated land. The Araf may be considered as the third universe. It is the preliminary sanctuary of the universal angels. The Araf is divided by a veil into two parts, the eastern Araf and the western Araf. Between them shall be a veil, and on the Araf will be men who would know everyone by his marks. They will call out to the companions of the garden, "Peace on you." They will not have entered, but they will have an assurance. Al-Quran 7:46. Figure 1.4. Barzakh and Channel. The eastern Araf is extended into the eastern superspace, and the western Araf is extended into the western superspace. See Figure 1.4. Lord of the two easts and the two wests, then which of the favors of your Lord will ye deny? Al-Quran 55:17-18. In above verse, two easts are the eastern Araf and the Samawat, this universe, that are located in the eastern superspace. Two wests are the western Araf and the Jannat, another universe, that are located in the western superspace. The Araf is deliberately discussed in Section 9 of Chapter 6. The eastern Araf connects the Samawat by a pair of channels, and the western Araf connects the Jannat by another pair of channels. In the night journey, Miraz, Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, saw these channels. The accompanying angel called the channels as the channel of light and the channel of darkness. Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, moved into the eastern Araf through one of these channels. The channels are deliberately discussed in Section 9 of Chapter 6. The Sidratul Muntaha is hanging over the Araf from the Arsh. It looks like an upside-down plant with two main branches. One branch connects the eastern Araf, and another branch connects the western Araf. Thus, the Sidratul Muntaha works as the communication hub of the universes. It controls the transfer of matter, creatures, and information, anything and everything. From the eastern Araf, Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, moved into the Arsh through eastern branch of Sidratul Muntaha. Later, from the Arsh, he moved into the western Araf through the western branch of Sidratul Muntaha. The Sidratul Muntaha does another important job. An angel cannot go out of the universe for which it is created. The instructions coming down from the Arsh are passed to the angels through Sidratul Muntaha. The Sidratul Muntaha is discussed with references in Section 9 of Chapter 6. The Arsh is connecting the universes by Sidratul Muntaha and channels. See Figure 1.4. 1c. 7. Ilion and Sijin. The Ilion and the Sijin are located inside the barzakh. See Figure 1.3. These are holographic worlds of the dead humans. The Ilion is for the people destined to the Jannat. It is in the high barzakh, closely below the Araf. The Sijin is in the deep barzakh. It is for the people destined to the hell. A dead human is recreated virtually with his DNA code, soul, and memories that are collected by the angel every night and stored in the La Mahfuz, disk saved. The virtual human is then projected into a holographic world, Ilion or Sijin, where other dead humans are already living their virtual lives. They will remain in the Ilion or Sijin until the day of resurrection. The souls, nafses, are corrected and further developed in the virtual life. The Ilion and the Sijin are deliberately discussed in Chapter 83.